All right. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking my text message. We have a couple people that are going to hop on. I know there's a couple of people that I spoke to today that they should be on momentarily, but that's okay. I'm recording right now. And thank you for coming on to our sneak peek, What is Coaching call. We're excited to share some information with you all. I'm actually going to put you all on mute just because the background noise makes it easier, with background noise and things like that. So towards the end, you will have an opportunity to ask questions. So what's going to happen tonight is there's five of us. Is there five? Yes, there's five of us coaches that are going to share little pieces about the business. A lot of them are frequently asked questions type of things, or some misconceptions people have about the business, and we just want to kind of share that about you. Hopefully you had a chance to see some of our videos we posted in the event, and if you haven't, you can check it out on your own leisure afterward. It's really just to tell you a little bit about us, and so kind of like our backgrounds and things like that. But all of us have been coaches between 6 months and a little over 2 years. So we have a wide variety of experience, and each of us have some different things to offer. But the one thing we have in common is we're all business builders. We all are working to make this a lifelong business. We're lifers. So again, welcome to our call. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around. Each of us have a topic that we're going to address. And the first person that's going to go is Kathy Benson. And she's going to talk a little bit about, some people kind of are leery about joining because they don't feel like they're at their goal weight. So she's going to go ahead and talk about that. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Kathy.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So yeah, as Sarah said, one of the biggest, not complaints, but like kind of pushback when I'm talking to people about joining our team as a coach is, how could I possibly help anybody else reach their health and fitness goals? I haven't reached mine. And that's totally fair. I get that, but you do not need to be this perfect supermodel to be able to help other people reach their health and fitness goals. Think about you. You want someone real. And so the most feedback that I ever get on my posts is when I share my struggle. And I have a background in dance, and so a lot of times if I share like a workout video, it looks pretty put together. But there was this one day when I had my husband taping me and I was going to share the video, and I just kept screwing up. Like I don't know if it was size or one of those with the routine, but I was screwing up, and he was like, "You're not going to share this one, are you?" And I was like, "No, yes, I am," because people want to see that I screw up too, and that I can't always do it the first time or don't always get the hang of it. And that day, so many people reached out to me, and they were like, "Thank you for showing us that you don't always do it right, and you don't always, And likewise, if I splurge on the weekend and I'm not sticking with my eating plan, I put that out there because who can't relate to that, So, point being that people don't want a perfect coach. They want somebody who gets it, who believes in them. And so no matter where you are at in your journey, you can coach. You can do this. If you care about helping people, if you're willing to share your journey and invite people to join you, you can do this. So that's pretty much it, I think.
All right, cool. So I'll just go ahead and, because I have an order. Erin Cermak is you're next, right, Erin?
Yes, I am. Thanks, Sarah. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about, we hear a lot from people who are leery about starting to coach because they're like, the thing that scares me the most is that I'm not a salesperson. And I just kind of want to talk about that a little bit because my profession is a teacher, and I think for me, at least, teaching is a total service job. You do not go into that job to do any selling or any of that. In kindergarten, we would call me a community helper. So obviously, I'm not in it for sales. That's not me. That's not who I am. That's my first calling. So as a teacher, I have a hard time. Sales are scary to me too. And we don't want you to be a used car salesman. We don't want you to be going up to people and saying, "Hey, I want you to buy this. This just came out, buy this." That's not what we're all about. And that's one thing that I really have enjoyed about this company is that that's not at all what they're about. We want you to be authentic. We want you to be yourself. the cool thing about this company is that no matter what product you try, we already know you're going to love it because the Shakeology is top notch. All the workout programs are awesome. There's a cool performance line that's out there for athletes, and we already know people are going to love that part. So if you love that part, you're not being a salesperson by saying, this works for me. This is something I love. I talk about my kids all the time, but I'm not selling them. I love them. I talk about them. I share about them. And so this is something that I also love about, and it just comes out very naturally. People just, or something, you know, as you're kind of into the program and, you know, your health starts to improve and your fitness starts to improve, you're sharing that on social media and people start to ask you, what's working for you? And what's really nice about this company is, you know, a year or two in, it's amazing how many people say, I know somebody who did this program with you. I want that same thing. And so it's not even just all about your results. It's about who you've helped and things like that. So for us in Beachbody World, it's not about being a salesperson. It is all about being yourself and sharing what you love. And we all do that naturally. So that's what I have to say. If you can do that, you're going to be an awesome coach. I believe Rachel is next.
I think so too. So I'm going to talk a little bit about, I'm Rachel Baldwin. Sorry. I am also a full-time teacher when I'm not doing this. So I'm going to talk about, a big hang up a lot of people have is not wanting to post on social media. And I hear this from a lot of people that say, like, I'd love to coach and help people, but I don't want to post like you do. And I was somebody who was getting ready to, like, basically deactivate my Facebook, which my husband likes to tease me about, because I wasn't using it at all. And it was like a negative energy to me, and I just didn't use it. So then when I got involved with Beachbody, I was told I should be posting. And I was like, I don't know, I had a really hard time with it. I wanted to, I had things to say. I liked what I was doing, but it felt awkward to me. And somebody told me once that people who mind what you're posting about don't matter, and people who matter don't mind what you're posting. They probably actually really enjoy it. Because like Erin said, we're not posting buy this from me. We're just posting about what we're doing and what's working for us and what we love. Because think about if you go to an awesome restaurant, like you just tried or something, and you have this amazing cocktail, you're probably going to take a picture of it and post it on Instagram or Facebook, right? Because that's just what we do. You just share about things you like and things that are working for you. Same if you got a really cute outfit and you got a really good deal. Okay, well then what about if you lose 10 pounds? Don't you want to share about that? People are going to be excited about that. And so that's really what I do, is I just share about my daily struggles, my daily life as a teacher. I don't just vomit Beachbody all over anything ever. I hardly ever even mention the word Beachbody. I just talk about my workouts, and I talk about a new recipe I might have tried because I'm a really crappy cook. And I might post about something funny my dog did or something. If you have kids, a lot of people like to post about their kids, because think about people that you're probably attracting. And again, I'm just sharing what has worked for me. If I find a recipe that doesn't suck and I made it good, then I know probably everybody can make it good, because I'm literally the worst cook. So again, I would be excited that, I found an easy recipe to follow that you can't mess up. Then I'm going to share about that. So it's really just think of it not as posting, or you're definitely not selling anything. If you have a link at the bottom of your post, you're doing it wrong, but you're just sharing about your life. You're just sharing about you. That's it.
All right, cool, Rachel. So yeah, that's it. I think that's exactly right. And that's the biggest thing that people get nervous about. Like, I don't want to push product on anyone. And that's, we don't want anyone pushing product on anyone. This is about helping other people reach their fitness goals and sharing what works for us. And in the meantime, people can sense your genuineness, and that's what attracts people. So anyway, that was awesome. Okay, Sarah Bry is our next coach that's going to share about time management, because I'm sure every single person on this call is a very busy person, and that is always something that is scary at first. So Sarah is a fellow busy person here that has a lot to share about that.
I just want to say I'm a hot mess right now. I ran out of time before this call. I burned the dinner. My dog has to be let out. Anyway, I'm really not arrogant. I have my computer and my iPad up because my computer, I'm afraid it's going to die. Time management. Who doesn't have enough time? Okay. I feel your pain. I felt the same way when Erin Cermak approached me. Actually, she approached me for a clean eating challenge, and that was a clean eating challenge. It wasn't even coaching. And I'm like, no, I don't have time to shop for these groceries. I don't know what's on this list. Sorry, I don't have time. That was my biggest excuse. So I felt the same way if you're feeling that you don't have enough time. And what I found out is that it's really about three things. One, I realized I was a yes girl. So I said yes a lot. I said yes in my job. I said yes to my kids. I said yes to my family. And what I was saying yes to didn't always match my priorities. So what I found with time management is I really sat down and looked at my priorities first. And my priority was to save my home. I don't know if you watched my video in the post earlier, but I needed this business to do that. My priority was my health. My priority was the health of my children. I wanted them to see what it was like to exercise, but also eat healthy. When I eat healthy, they eat healthy. Those were my priorities. So physical health, emotional health, and financial fitness. And then what I did is I looked at my schedule, and I hear often, I can't add one more thing to my plate. I can't add anything more to my plate. I'm so busy. And we don't want you to add anything to your plate. I can't add anything to my plate either. What I did is I looked at my schedule, and instead of adding to my plate, I swapped things out. I looked at what did not align with my priorities. And watching The Bachelor while drinking a bottle of wine did not align with my priorities. Sleeping in and past, 10 o'clock on a weekend or whatever it is. Actually, I haven't done that since before I had kids, but whatever it was, I really looked at, did it align with my priorities? Saying yes to my principal on a project that was going to take me 8 to 10 hours on a weekend that I really didn't have time for, didn't align with my priorities. So I would say no. And when I started doing that, I found time. That was the bottom line. So I looked at my priorities, I looked at my schedule. And then the third thing I'm really working on, and my upline and fellow coaches are wonderful at offering tips for this, is productivity. I'm not the most productive when I'm working. So I think if I can master that third piece, I will really be in a good place, not just with the business, but with every facet of my life. So I get when you say I can't add anything to my plate. We all understand that. We all feel the same way. Maybe it's not adding. Maybe it's looking at your priorities and looking at your schedule and seeing if they fit, if what you're saying yes to and where you're spending your time matches your priorities.
Awesome. Yeah. No, I completely agree with you, Sarah. Although The Bachelor kind of is on my priority list, sorry. But anyway.
No, we all have different priorities. Don't say sorry. There's big time for that.
But it's true though. You really have to look at, because I have a lot of time wasters, or I had a lot of time wasters. And I just, you have to kind of figure out what's important for you. And, like this has become, it doesn't feel like a burden or like a job. So it's not like, oh, I've got to swap out my fun time so I can work. It doesn't even feel that way. I mean, we haven't talked about that, but all the coaches on this call, we've all become friends. And some of us live near each other. Some of us live apart, but we've gotten to be pretty good friends in a lot of different ways. So it's more than just a place where we all try to get fit and make money and all this type of thing. There's an emotional piece to it that has added something different for each of us. And on personal levels and just like as a team. So it's been really, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I think I can't say enough about it. So it's been really awesome.
Sarah, can I add on to that?
Yeah.
I agree with you, because I forgot about this part, but I think so often, and I know there's a couple men on this call, which is wonderful. We rarely get men, so this is wonderful. But I think so often for a lot of moms, we kind of tend to lose ourselves when we get to that we have kids time and place in our life. And for a lot of coaches that at least I know on my team, it's been fun because some of them have started purely for the fact that they needed something for themselves. Not monetary, not even fitness. Like they were fit and healthy. They just kind of wanted something that they could call them their own and kind of get back to connecting with other women. And I think that's something that's really cool, that no matter male or female, this team in general is super supportive. We connect, we support each other. If you have a goal, we're all going to work for you to make that happen. So I think that's what's been really fun, at least for me, to have happen over the last couple of years. And Sarah's right, we're all really good friends. And the other Sarah is our tear jerker. So if you had a little tear in your eye, she's the one that gets us all going every single call. So sorry.
You mean from laughter?
A little bit of both.
All right. So the topic I'm going to cover is, I think, probably one that people have, but they don't always want to bring it up because it's just one of those things. And it's about money and how do you make money in this business? And so I'm going to cover, there's a lot of different ways to make money. I'm going to talk about only a few of the top ways that you make money, because I don't want to overwhelm you and some of it's not going to make sense in the beginning. But there's definitely a lot of money to be made in this business. This is a multi-level marketing type of business, which it's a $1 billion company that is very reputable. So, and there are many coaches that have been coaching for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years and are now millionaires. Granted, this is also a business where you grow at a level you want to grow at your pace. You can do it purely for the discount, because there's a lot of people that just like Shakeology and they want a discount on it. There's some people that just do it here and there so that they can have their programs paid for or make just a little extra spending cash. There's some people that are all sorts of levels. And then there's people like myself who, I'm trying to make this like my career, and retire myself and my husband from our job. So there's lots of different levels, but it's really what you make of it. And like Erin said, we support each other at your own goals. There's never going to be a pressure to get to a certain point. It's all about what you want, what fits your priorities, what fits your life, and where you want to go with it. So I just wanted to put that out there. So the one way that people think that we make our money, or all our money is from, and we do make money from it, but it's actually a small portion, especially once you start building a team, is the commission. You do receive 25% commission on products. That is definitely not the biggest way that we make most of our money, but in the beginning it is it's probably the biggest in the very beginning. But then again, as you grow your team, there's other ways that you start building that residual income. You also get 25% off anything you purchase. And so that's where I was talking about that discount. So you could become a coach in name only and just buy products just to get the discount. You are not obligated to anything. You're not obligated to buy anything if you don't want to. You're not obligated to sell anything if you don't want to. You can quit at any time. So that's where like the no pressure piece, and that's what helped me in the beginning, because I didn't want to sign any, I didn't want to like commit to something right off the bat. But then I realized there was no pressure for any of that. So, but that's one of the ways that I think most people think that's where we make all of our money. And that's scary to them. Like, I just don't want to sell and make commission. That's not what it's all about. It's a very small portion of what I make in my weekly checks. But I wanted to make sure that I'm reading that chat. The burn dinner. Nice, Sarah. So that commission piece, yes, that is a piece of it, but it's not the whole picture. There's a lot of different little teeny bonuses we make for certain sales and things like that. So there's a lot of different things with that. But what I'm going to talk a little bit about is I'm going to talk about team cycle bonuses, which that is probably foreign to you. That's okay. But what that means is that this is where coaches make the most of their money. Once you start building a team, Beachbody basically rewards you based on how well your team is doing. So the more coaches you onboard that, work together with you and, work towards their goals, Beachbody rewards you based on how well and how much they're selling or how much they're sharing or how much, those types of things are happening. So, and that's really where the residual income comes from. At a certain point in the business, you find that you may not sell one thing and you could have a sizable check coming your way. For example, you can earn up to $12,000 per week in team cycle bonus alone, which is $624,000 a year. And that's without selling anything. That's, again, once you start building your team, that's kind of more down the road, but not too far down the road, honestly. A couple months in, that's when you start making those team cycle bonuses based on where you're at your business. And where people start making the large sum of money, that comes once you start rank advancing. You get to open up different business centers. And so, you can open up to 25 business centers. So when you multiply that amount of money times 25, that's when large sums of money comes in. So again, it's all about building and creating a great team atmosphere, which our team has a great team atmosphere. We have a really good vibe on this group. So it's been, I feel like that's what you're kind of looking for when you're joining an MLM kind of thing, and that's where your success is going to come from. Also, when you get to a point in your business, you have an opportunity to earn quarterly bonuses. So I hate to use these words because you don't even know what they mean, but once you get to a 2-star diamond, you become eligible for quarterly bonuses. Basically, Beachbody kicks back 2% of all that's been sold in that quarter by, I think, just the 2 stars. I'm not sure exactly. And then once you get to 5 stars, it's a bigger amount, and so on and so forth. And we're talking thousands of dollars. And that's just money they kick back to you. So that's a really nice little added bonus that some of us coaches here have been able to access. And it's kind of like a nice little thing. But again, there's other ways to earn extra money, but those are the main ways. And again, it's really just about, what Rachel and Aaron were talking about it, and Sarah and Kathy. It's just like being yourself, being present on social media. And the reason why we use social media is because it's really the fastest way to reach a lot of people. And it's in the privacy of your own home. We don't do home parties or any of that kind of stuff. I know some people might do like a fit club kind of thing, and you're welcome to do that, but it's certainly not required. I do 99% of my business online, although there are times, and I know Erin is big on this, she meets with people, she talks with people, and that's great too. You can do it. It's whatever level you feel comfortable in sharing the business. And it doesn't have to be just Facebook. It could be Instagram, Could be Twitter, it could be Snapchat, which I still can't figure out Snapchat, but that's beside the point. There people have blogs. There's a lot of different venues that we use to share about ourselves and what we're doing. But I would say the common thread is Facebook, just because most people are using it. And a lot of us run our challenge groups that way. Although Beachbody has come up with an app where you can do it on an app. So that's in a nutshell about the compensation plan. And if you have more questions about the specifics of it, certainly I can message it to you privately, because it's a little bit more detailed and I can share that. So just let me know if you have any more questions about that. So I guess that's it, really. I mean, we just wanted to kind of cover those main topics, because those are the most common things that people come to all of us with as to concerns or questions and things like that. So I don't know if anyone has any questions. Feel free to put it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself, which is at the bottom left of your screen, and just feel free to shout out any questions you might have or anything else that we could cover for you. And again, if you haven't had a chance, take a look at our videos, just so you kind of know a little bit about our whys and why we're in this business and why we're continuing to be in this business. It might give you a little bit more insight as to what's going on.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I love the time management piece, and I have a feeling that a lot of us have a lot of other responsibilities in our lives and things that we have to do. So can you help us all understand about how much time you spend daily on your business to get, you to where you are at this point?
Are you
whoever,
talking to me or anyone?
Sarah, Aaron, Sarah, Bry, whoever.
Well, I can share what I do. For the first year into the business, I did 1 solid hour a day, period. I mean, I have 3 kids going on 4. I wasn't going on 4 a year ago, obviously. I had 3 kids. It was 1 hour a day, full-time job. And even on the weekends, an hour a day, even during the summer, an hour a day. That's what I did. But I was consistent. That consistency and focus and not getting distracted by all the social media, like, oh, look what they posted, that funny thing. I would just stay focused on, what I wanted to do. Now, probably 2 hours a day, not much more, but it's that consistency. I don't know how much the rest of you spend. Aaron or Kathy or Rachel or Sarah, feel free to hop in.
I just want to add, it is a really nice business because, like Sarah, I have 3 kids and full-time job. And so obviously I ramp up my business in the summertime. That works for me. And then weekends, I might put a little bit more time in. But the nice thing about this is, and I know there are a lot of teachers on this call, but May is a really tricky month to be a teacher. And so sometimes I don't do well with anxiety either. And so certain times I just take a step back and I'm okay with that. That's what I love about this business is whatever you want it to be. And if I need to take some mental health time, that's okay. It's not going to go anywhere. There's a couple things I know I need to, for my own self, want to put a little bit of effort into it to keep maintaining, but it's okay. That's what I love about it is you can just make it what you need it to be at that time in your life. So that's all I wanted to add.
Pam, very good question. When I started out, I have 3 active kids and also work full time. And if you decide to be a coach, you'll learn this, but really there are 4 now vital behaviors that Beachbody recommends you do. And when I started, there were 3. So I focused on those 3. One was be the product, basically work out and drink your Shakeology. And I was doing that anyway. 2 is some personal development, which I wasn't doing. And that has been a game changer for me. It's basically reading or listening to or watching something that's going to help you be a better person. And motivate you, inspire you. So I do a little bit of reading every day. And 3 is connecting with people. And I was already doing that. So I focused on those 3 things. And I would say when I started, I was spending an hour a day. Now it's when I have my children, it's an hour a day. When I don't have them, I mean, honestly, yesterday I worked, like Sarah said, time flew by. I probably worked 6 hours, and I looked up at the clock and I'm like, holy crap, I just worked 6 hours. I didn't even know it, because I love it. I think that's important too. If you have a passion for it, you find time. So for me, it varies. Minimum for me though is an hour.
And to answer your question, someone just asked, like, what do you do in those 2 hours? Just what Sarah said. It's really those vital behaviors. And I think the piece that probably takes up the most time is the posting and the inviting. And so crafting good posts, and then personally inviting people, or not even, I don't even want to say inviting because it sounds so, I don't know, people have a hard time grasping, like, I don't want to be like, hey, you want to do this? It's connecting with people. It's truly connecting with people. I reach out to everyone on my Facebook page, old friends, new friends, and not just for the business. It's really like I've reconnected with people that have never bought a product from me, and it's just added some value into my life. So it's forced me to kind of come out of my shell a little bit. But that piece, that's really what we do. And, obviously there's other things like plan for calls like this, and prep for challenge groups, because we run challenge groups to help people reach their fitness goals. So there's those type of things. But really, I mean, keeping it simple, that's basically what it is. Yes, we go into more detail and we can learn more, great ways how to do X, Y, and Z, but that's really the gist of the business. It's pretty simple business model. So it's, I think it's relatively easy. And in the beginning, if you decide to sign up with whoever invited you on this call, we'll provide all the training you need to make sure you know exactly what you're doing, so you're not feeling like in the dark about it. And I think someone earlier asked a question about rank advancing. I won't go into too much detail because I don't want to confuse people, but basically there's different levels they call rank. And it's based on how much you build your team. In the beginning, the goal is to get 2 coaches on your team, and that's the first rank advancement. The next rank advancement, there's some additional requirements, like 8 coaches total, and 2 of those coaches rank advancing. And so it's really about building that team atmosphere. And there's multiple levels of rank advancing. And every time you rank advance, there's some added benefit that Beachbody kicks back to you. And we can certainly share that in the event. I hope you guys can all access the event. And we can put more detail in there and some information. I can post some information on there tonight or tomorrow, so you guys can read up on that. And I can also post information on the compensation plan as well, if you're interested in that as well. But just like any multi-level marketing, there's typically a rank advancement type of model there, and so does Beachbody. So it kind of keeps us focused and have goals in mind. So does anyone have any other questions for us? And we love each other. Yeah. All right. Well, if you have questions and just didn't feel comfortable in here, that's totally okay.
Tom just asked a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that.
What is a business center?
A business center is if and when you become a coach, you're opening a business center. That's all it really is. And a business center is you pay a $15 a month fee. I mean, that's all it really costs. $15 a month to be a coach. It's pretty cheap. And basically Beachbody, that allows you to open up your coach online office through Team Beachbody, and it gives you a website, and that's your business center. And so once someone purchases a product or becomes a coach, they funnel through your business center, and that's where you will receive your compensation and get paid, and where we kind of see what's going on within our business. It's all online. And then once you hit a certain rank, which is 2-star diamond, then you get to open another business center, which would be underneath your first business center. So you boost yourself. And then as you rank advance that one, you can add another business center. So it takes a little bit it took me a while to wrap my mind around it. So don't feel like you have to understand all of that, but once you get into it, it's pretty simple.
And when you open that second business center, you're not doing anything extra. You're just like being you, and everything you do and, who you're adding to your team just gets multiplied. Am I understanding that?
Yes. It's like the best thing ever because the business sets you up to be successful. So if you get to what is called 2-star, which is down the road, the business like rewards you in a way and gives you another business that you get to essentially put on your team ladder under yourself. And so whatever sales you make, you put in that second business, which rolls up to all of the coaches on top of that, which will eventually come back up to your first business center. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's a really nice benefit that this company gives us, and can benefit your family in a lot of ways, actually. So,
and that's where that team cycle bonus comes in. You basically are opening a center, and you're giving yourself bonuses because you open up another center. It's great. It's hard to explain exactly, but it's really Beachbody's way of completely rewarding you on building a business. So, I hope that answers it. I'm trying to read some of the other the chats. Is there any other questions anyone has? We have 1:50 left. So if you have other questions, jot them down. The person that invited you on the call will follow up with you. And again, this was not, we're not trying to pressure you in anything. We want to see if this fits your life and if this is something that you think would benefit you. We would love to have you on our team. And so we'll follow up with you to see what other questions you might have, and then if you're ready to roll, like we are ready to sponsor you and help you get started. We have, like I said, coach trainings. There's just easy little online trainings, and we'd be prepared to get you involved with all of that. So we don't want you to have any fear about, okay, what do I do now? No, we're going to handhold you the whole way. And we have like a hub, a team page. We all have our own little team pages. We're a hub where we kind of congregate online so we can all communicate regularly. So anyway, well, thank you all for being on the call. I will make sure to put some of that information on the event. We'll keep the event open for a little bit so you have a chance to check out our why videos if you want to, post more about the compensation plan, and post about the rank advancements. Just, if you have that curiosity, you can have that information. So all right, everyone, have an awesome night. I'm going to stop recording. I'll also post the recording in there as well if you want to kind of review some things again. All right, good night, everyone.